Potato, basically it starts with a stem, underground stem, which 10 weeks later, that's what you've got.
Lamb Weston started business with McDonald's in 1971, so it's been 38 years and it's been a wonderful relationship. I think one of the things that McDonald's expects from us at all times is continuous improvement, whether it be in food safety, in product quality. They're always raising the bar and expecting more from us as a supplier.
I would like to welcome you to the 100 Circles Lamb Weston Farm here in Eastern Washington, home of the world-famous McDonald's fries. I'm Troy Grimes. I'm the Director of Farm and Dairy Operations here at the corporate farm. 100 Circles was put in about 1975, and at the time it was 100 Circles. In about 1997, the farm was expanded to what its current capacity, which is roughly around 158 circles at this point in time. A third of this farm goes into potato production every year, and that starts about March 10th. We start planting potatoes, and about 120 days later we start harvest, right around the middle of July. When we're digging potatoes, we can dig anywhere from 1,000 to 2,400 tons of potatoes per day that we will send into the Lamb Weston facilities for processing. The majority of those go into McDonald's fries.
In the background, you'll find an example of one of our irrigation center pivots. It's comprised of wheel and motor assemblies that are supported by a tower pipe, which is a pressurized pipe, and from that you'll have drop hoses that apply water through the sprinklers near the crop canopy. The principle behind farming in a circle is it's a very efficient way to farm, especially higher value crops, where timing of water application and fertility, which is also applied through the water. So as we look at protecting our natural resources and applying the proper waters and efficiencies to the field, the center pivot is a very efficient way to do that.
Basically, it's the human touch that of the person being out in the field, whether it's myself as the agronomist or the grower. We're all environmentalists out here in the field. The activities of growing the crops here at 100 Circle Farms starts right from the very beginning with a good seed piece that we meticulously cut the seed and we plant it the same day, where we do have a crew that goes out as well as myself and pulls tissue samples from the potatoes as well as a soil sample. And what we're trying to do is just monitor the health of the crop through the different growth stages. What Lamb Weston is looking for is the uniformity of the potatoes, that they're uniform on the stem end as well as they are on the bud end. And that's the quality that we're looking for across the whole field, so we can have those uniform fry color from one end of the tuber or one end of the fry to the other end. That's what we're striving here for.
This is a double L 3-row potato harvester. We use this in potato harvest. We have 8 of them in our fleet out here as we dig potatoes on a daily basis. And basically what occurs here is, as you look at the machine, you'll see a blade that we're digging underneath the potatoes about 12 inches to pull the potatoes and the vine up into the machine. As it crosses into the primary belt, it's dropping the dirt off and carrying the vine and potatoes back into what we call the secondary belt. At that point, vine continues off the back of the machine. We like the vines going back into the field so we get organic matter buildup for next year's crop, and there's some nutrient value out of the vines. Then the potatoes continue up the conveyor onto another dirt eliminator before they're loaded into the 10-wheeler trucks that will go over to the transload site. Where we're at now is what we call our transload site. This is where potatoes are delivered from the field and are further cleaned of dirt and debris. This is the last place we get an opportunity to look at the quality of the product before we send it to the Hermiston plant. Yeah, this is a Lamb Weston semi that we've just loaded with potatoes that have been harvested within the last hour. He will deliver these potatoes to the Hermiston processing facility, and within the next 10 hours they'll be turned into French fries that will go to McDonald's.
Hi, my name is Mark Schuster. I'm the production manager here at the Lamb Weston Hermiston plant. Welcome to the Hermiston plant, where we've been proud makers of the McDonald's world-famous French fry for over 35 years. Here we are out receiving, and this is where we bring the potatoes into the plant for processing. Each one of these trucks holds between 25 and 30 tons, and this truck just came from 100 Circles Farms. As you can see here, we're going to take a sample off each truck, and we're going to move them into our raw product grading lab, where we're going to look at the potato for things like color, shape, all the things that make up the quality aspects of a potato. And we do that to make that quality McDonald's French fry. Here we are at the steam peelers, and what we do in this process is we remove the peel from the outside of the potato. After the potatoes leave the peelers, they'll move to the barrel washers. That will then just use water to rinse the loosened peel off the outside of the potatoes. At the trim tables, what we're primarily doing here is looking for, we're going to remove anything that came from the field, non-potatoes like rocks or vines or corn cobs. But the trimmers are also going to trim off any major blemishes that may be on the potatoes. After the trim table, the potatoes move to the water cutting system. And how we do that, turn those potatoes into that world-famous McDonald's shoestring, is the potatoes will drop into a water pump. They'll then shoot forward into a lamb gun knife. And as you can see, what it is a grid of knives. The potato will shoot through at about 70 miles per hour. Now we're going to start the processing of the French fries, and we call it the art of processing. Each step that these French fries go through, we're building quality in, because at the end of the end product is we want a good, consistent French fry for McDonald's and their customers. What the blancher does, it'll remove the natural sugars. The blancher will also set up the internal texture of a French fry. When you go to McDonald's and you open up that French fry, look inside, it should look nice and fluffy like a baked potato, and that's what the blancher does for us. After the blancher, the strips will then go into our dryer. What that does, it really sets up that nice external texture when you bite into a McDonald's French fry. Here the French fries are at the fryer, and they'll enter the fryer for a quick partial cooking process and trans fat-free oils. And what the fryer does for us is it gives it that nice crisp exterior texture, nice crisp shell, and gives it a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor as well. After the French fries leave the fryer, they'll go into our freeze tunnel. And quickly the freeze tunnel will bring the temperature of this product down to under 10 degrees. And really what the freezer does, it really preserves the integrity of the product and allows it to be shipped all over the world.
Sensory evaluation is a methodology that McDonald's has asked us to perform to ensure that the eating experience is something that we review here at the plant as well. Frying the French fries is the first step in our evaluations. We'll cook them in the same fryer that they use in the restaurants. We use the same oils, the trans fat-free oils that they use in the restaurants. The first thing we look at is color. We look at the overall appearance of the product. So we'll look at its color based on what a known target would be, McDonald's optimum product. We'll then look at it from a textural standpoint. And in the textural, you have to break open French fries, look at the interior. What does it look like? And that is several different components to that. One is to put the French fries in a machine that actually measures the color of the French fries and gives us a firm number that we can then use to determine if we're in the right range and compare them to a chart that shows them what's acceptable quality and what's not. So all this is in order to duplicate what they do at the restaurants so that we can make sure that what we're providing is what the consumer is going to get.
Here the French fries are now in packaging, and as you can see, they'll be placed in a primary container. And as they move forward through packaging, they'll move on to our equipment that'll then stage 6 bags of product and then place them into the secondary container or the box. Every single box gets its own code, and it lets us know exactly what time it was made and allows us to go all the way back to the field and the potatoes that were used to make that finished French fry. Now the boxes of French fries will continue to move through the process where we'll palletize them, and then we'll move them into our warehouse. And from that point on, they can be shipped anywhere in the world. Everyone takes great pride in the fact that we have been McDonald's producers since 1975. and we take a lot of pride in that. We have a lot of passion in the products we make here. McDonald's is a big part of who we are, and we also know that McDonald's trusts us to every day to make the quality products that they expect and their customers deserve.